Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Kol Haloyim, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Ruchak Kodash. Double honors to our apostles of GMS who rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the 144,000 hopeful elect who scattered across the four corners of the earth. I'm just going to go through the spirit, speak about Jacob and Esau and their characteristics today of each, and because it's going through the spirit, spiritually thing. Jacob and Esau, they're spiritually the main characters of the scriptures, and still to this day, just read a little bit of Genesis 25. I'm gonna start at 21, and it says, "And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus?" That means if it's meant for her to have these children, why is she going through so many pains and so much problems? And it says, "And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels." And, like I said, this is a spiritual thing, There's a big difference between Jacob and Esau. Most times. It's not always 100% when it comes to these characteristics, but, it's, 8 times out of 10, I'm going to say, you could figure out if somebody's Jacob or Esau, And I'm going to keep reading. And it says, "And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger." And, 8 times out of 10, who's stronger? The so-called Native American, African American, Latino, or the so-called white person? With sports, we dominate. Fighting, most of the time, we dominate. Even mental toughness, we usually dominate. Jake, we used to struggling. We used to having to work 2 jobs just to make, just to break even, And I know you see on the news when Esau lose their job, they could have a nice big corporate job with a couple $100,000 in the bank. They lose their job and they go crazy. They mess around and shoot up everybody at their office and then kill themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, we're usually the stronger people. And it says, "And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau." And in the Hebrew, that's Ashashua. That means wasted away because he had no pigment color, And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob. And, that was spiritual, that he was holding on to Esau's heel. Because that, that represents the end of Esau's kingdom, and after that comes Jacob's kingdom. That's our kingdom, Lord willing. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And that's another characteristic right there. Most of the time, Esau, to this day, the so-called white man, they like to hunt. They like to roll around in the ground and put on mud and stuff and hunt. And not just for eating habits. They do it for sport, And, 8 times out of 10, Jake not like that. Now, yeah, like I live in Virginia, so in the country, you do have Jake that like to hunt. But that's just taking on the customs of Esau, of this world, you know what I mean? The Gentile state of mind, They don't know no better, All right, and it says Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint." Therefore his name was called Edom. So that's what they say, with the red pottage, because the food wasn't cooked yet. it wasn't fully cooked. But Esau, and this is a spiritual thing right here. Esau is always usually doesn't have patience. He's always in a rush. When things don't go his way, he tries to speed things up. So like I said, this is not 100% always true, but 8 times out of 10, they're always in a rush and they get flustered when things don't go their way. Salakia for this noise too, because I'm out in the back and that's the fan. And let me read that. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint." Therefore his name was called Edom, and that was his nickname. Edom, I believe that's Idumea. That's another way to say red. And a characteristic nowadays. You go to a restaurant and you order a steak. If Jake orders a steak, 9 times out of 10, they gonna want it well done. You know what I mean? But like if I've been in the cooking field, so I don't eat mine completely well done. I eat it medium well, but it's still no pink, it's no blood. You know what I mean? I used to be in the cooking field, so I know about the nutrients. So that's why I eat it like that. Before I got in the cooking field, I want mine's burnt. You know what I'm saying? But with Esau, when they order their steak, they want it rare or medium rare, you know what I mean? And for the most part, and that's a characteristic right there, All right, verse 31, it says, "And Jacob says, sell me this day thy birthright." And and that's because Jake's a supplanter, and we always trying to get our little hustle on, you know what I mean? Even if it's something small, you know what I mean? He trying to get that birthright since you in a rush to eat this food so fast before I even cook it. All right, what you gonna give me? You know what I'm saying? And verse 32 says, "And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?" That's what I'm saying. He coming from the field, and he so such in a rush. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die," even though he's not gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, "Shoot, I'm so hungry right now. I'm not gonna need this." You know what I mean? He's thinking irrational. And Jacob says, "Swear to me this day." And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. And that, that, like I said, these are little characteristics. Jake, to this day, we're special people, you know what I mean? We have so many different talents, and that's what's so beautiful about us. We're not all going to have the same exact talents, but for the most part, we the salt of the earth. We got flavor, man. Jake by the way he walk. It's a certain rhythm, you know what I mean? And it was beautiful about Jake. The rhythm is not always going to be the same with every Jake. We all got different styles with us. And, 8 times out of 10, Jake could dance. You know what I'm saying? It's not always true because, me personally, I'm not the best dancer, but I could hold a 2-step. You know what I'm saying? My rhythm straight. You feel me? 9 times out of 10, Esau, they struggle. So that's why we got to be spiritual with this. We got to stop looking at the skin complexion and start looking at checking people's characteristics in the spirit, you know what I mean? Because you could see somebody that appears from the outside looking like they might be an Edomite, but their spirit goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They have that flavor with them. That's why you see these rappers and singers. There's a singer named G-Eazy, man. And when I heard the song, man, I thought it was, he is Jake, you know what I mean? But I was expected to see some brown-skinned brother ripping it, but he was a confusion of face brother, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm watching him on the video, and he just, Jake, that's Jake all day, you know what I mean? It's a couple people out here that you could just tell that's Jake. Robert De Niro, that's Jake. Pacino definitely is Jake. His flavor is just out, off the charts, you know what I'm saying? And there's some brothers, with some people, I should say, that appear to be brothers because they skin complexion, but they move like an Edomite. I got a guy at my job, and you would call him a so-called black man, but his spirit is just completely off. The way he talks, the way he moves, he doesn't usually feel comfortable around us. You could just see it, you know what I mean? He walks around like Igor, you know what I mean? He makes the goofy face, you know what I mean? And I just know his lineage has to go back to Esau because he just has no flavor with him, man. And another characteristic that I've been noticing since I grew up about Esau is, Jake most of the time we want to be clean. You know what I mean? We go in the bathroom, we handle our business. First thing we do, once we done, we go, we go and wash our hands. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if y'all brothers ever noticed, but when Esau in the restroom, he do his business and he walks straight out. I've seen it plenty of times without him washing his hands. That's a spiritual thing right there. So I ain't gonna take too much time because I'm on the phone. They only let me record a certain amount of minutes, but I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Y'all brothers be spiritual with this. I see a lot of brothers at camp. As soon as they see a so-called white person come out past, they automatically start giving them the business, cussing them out, yelling at them. But you gotta read these spirits, man, because you never know. It might be a brother that you could possibly wake up. Might be a hopeful elect. So brothers be spiritual and this be circumspect. With that, I hope you were edified. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule and teach well, and all the other brothers out there, man, the hopeful elect, man, keep doing your thing, man. We almost out of here. Shalom.